Hiyo, this is Linking Yellow, and welcome to day one of my Let's Create a New Type of Paint. So I'm pretty excited for this. This is something I've been planning on doing for quite a while, and I was doing a lot of preparing for this yesterday. Just yesterday, not much before that, except for just mind preparing. So this is what I've gotten so far. Actually, I've also done a little bit of preparing this morning too. Um, so what I have done so far, just to prepare for this, is I have created a texture, for just an overlay that can just be put on the ground somewhere to look like a paint splat. Um, my plan is to get a paint to drop on the floor and then detect where that is on the floor that it hits, and then create an overlay of about this size on wherever the paint lands, and then I'll just use that position, that saved position, for pretty much where to center the logic of what I have in mind, which I'll explain in a bit. So I don't just have the splat, of course. I also have taken the stick gel. Here's a stick gel bomb, stick, paint type stick. It's a propped paint bomb, and I have actually given it a texture, so it's not the whole purple and black. It's just shiny black. um, I used a very similar setup that is already set up with the other types of paints. I just took uh, took a little pixel of black and put that where there was some pieces missing. So I mean, I can show you where that is right here. Right here, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't need to be here anymore. So let's just get rid of that. All right, and let's say that was blob surface stick right here. I just created these two files. The stick, the VTF is just a little black dot. It's not completely black, it's just a really dark gray. And that's based off of, say like the portal surface, for example, which that was actually just a test of something. I was trying to convert the portal surface first, and that was not working. So if any of this is going to work, it's only going to be like this strategy that I'm using for creating a new gel. That's only going to work with one type of new gel at a time, and if you want to use along with other types of gels, you're going to have to create them yourselves using the basic method that I'm trying to get set up, which of course I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that. That's quite the fun of this series, is figuring this stuff out as I go. But I'm definitely hoping that by the end of this week, I'm hoping to do all of this in this one week, and I'm hoping that by the end of this week, I will have a much better understanding of how to create custom paints. All right. So yeah, I was going to show you what the color was based on. This is not the color, of course, that goes on the splats. Unfortunately, replacing one doesn't replace everything. Just replacing this color uh, on the stick gel texture. Whoa, that was loud. On the stick gel texture, just pretty much changes the texture of the paint blobs itself. And it's not just bombs; it also works with, say, the paint sprayer. I tested that out too, and I can actually go in game right now and show you what this all looks like. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, it is a black paint, but there's something special about this black paint that I'll be showing you very shortly. I don't think I've mentioned it so far. I've been doing a lot of talking, a lot more talking that I'm used to being doing, having been, I don't know, but yeah, just a lot more talking that I'm used to doing. But um, here it is. There's the black paint and very loud black paint. Unfortunately, I cannot change like the volume of like the splashes and stuff from the paint bomb itself. All right, and then what I also have right here, this is how it's going to work, how the gel is going to work. It's not set up to do this dynamically yet, but I definitely plan on doing it dynamically. So I'm just going to press this button, and it changes the color of the gel, and of course when it unpresses, it changes back. Um, what I have right here is these all have the same name, and I have a texture toggle connected to them, and this just activates the texture toggle on both the press and unpress. Um, and yeah, I created this texture as a GIF that I imported as the VTF. All right, and that is way too loud. But yeah, so I've done a lot of work already. The reason why I didn't do that on there's actually two reasons why I didn't record myself doing that. First of all, I would really like to focus more on the logic of what I'm doing, and not so much uh, on just like fooling around with like random pieces of programs that aren't in Hammer that I really don't know much about. I mean, there was a lot of troubleshooting with programs I did not understand, and a lot of trying to understand them, looking through tutorials and stuff like that. Um, this did work out pretty well, but it took a lot of time, and it wasn't the type of stuff that I could ever call myself an expert in. Well, ever yet, I should say. I mean, maybe now-ish I understand it more, but I mean, I figured it wasn't really worth recording me trying to learn stuff. Another reason why I didn't record is, well, actually, I did kind of start off recording. I was thinking that I could just create particle systems to fake paint instead of just using an actual paint, which did not work very well for quite a few reasons. First of all, I forgot how to create particles because it's been so long since I've done it. And another thing is, like when I actually did finally get a particle somewhat working at all, it wouldn't even work in Portal for some reason, which I later was trying to help a friend with something else, and I found out that Portal actually doesn't work with custom particles. You have to be really tricksy about it, and even then, it only works on your own local computer unless you have the other person who's playing the map actually put the files in the first place. So before even starting up Portal. So I mean, packing it in the map just does not work. Um, but uh, this tactic, which of course I did take a long time to figure out that I could do it. It does work a lot better, and I am glad that it is working. And by working, I mean just I have pretty much the two things I need before I can start really with the logic, and that is the the overlays, which can change texture. I'm so happy about that. That took a lot of work, the and the blob, which has its own new texture. Now, in order to keep from having the paint have the effects that the paint originally would have, so like say if this linking yellow gel is what I'm actually going to be calling it. If this gel were to like stick to the wall and then say I would grab a reflection cube, this isn't a real reflection cube, it's just a test one, but let's say it was actually reflecting stuff, and I would take the reflection cube and I'd point it at there to keep it from actually bouncing off like normal stick gel would. And by stick gel, I mean the new type of stick gel that Valve or somebody, I don't know, changed it to act like it, of course, doesn't let you grip onto the wall. Um, but it does let lasers, of course, bounce off. But with this gel, we're not going to see that problem because what I've done is I've made sure that in map properties, I've made sure that paint in map is not on, which pretty much that removes all the effects of the paint, that removes the splatters on the ground. So pretty much the splatters on the ground are my splatters. Of course, they don't work yet. That's what this is going to be about. And the effects of the splatters are my effects, which of course also do not work yet. What we were seeing here is, as I was saying, this button right here activates this texture toggle. This texture toggle just activates all of this, and this is very much not dynamic. I could definitely fake this paint if I really wanted to, if it really came down to that. So I mean, that's always a backup plan if I need to go there, but I don't think that I do. All right, so let's see, where should we start with this? I definitely like while a lot of this is done, I feel like this isn't completely started yet. I feel like the real start is the logic, which should be pretty exciting. So, a lot of this is actually going to be in scripting, I believe. That's going to be the most effective, so we can pretty much find the exact spot that the gel is going to hit the floor. So, let's open up Notepad++. Notepad++. Oh dear, where'd everything go? I know that I have Notepad++. I'm Notepad. There we go. E need the E. Okay, and don't need that. I could use these for like reference if I need to, I suppose. All right, so let's just create the .NET file in the first place. All right, and yeah, I just went to go take a drink, and I noticed actually just as something I was thinking about is the fact that since I recently updated my driver, this was probably a very awkward moment a little earlier when I was going on talking about what I was seeing in the actual game. And of course, you weren't able to see it because the driver update, for some reason, made all of my games that ran uh, windowed no border, like what I do with Portal 2 in full screen. And when that runs in full screen, that doesn't allow the game to actually show up on the recorder. I already made that mistake earlier today when I was doing something else. So let me actually go back in and show you exactly what I was talking about. I've already gone through and talked about everything that I was mentioning, so I'm just going to show you just how the paint looks and how the splats look on each texture. Alright, so here we got the paint on the ground, and we have the paint coming from here. It's a neat little black texture, and I press the button, and this paint cannot change color, um, not actively in the same way. I don't believe. I wonder if it could. I don't think so. I don't think it could. Might be worth a try. I'll try it later. I'll try it later. For now, we're just gonna to the logic, and I can mess with that later, say when there's a lot of noise around and I can't record for some reason. Alright, and this is just my test room right here. This is where I test random things out. Here I was trying to get a blue laser working. That never worked. I've got right here a sort of fake. Here, let me show you. It is a fake little laser cube, and then this is a cube that's been turned into a present. Uh, pretty nifty stuff that I've been messing with here, but what this is going to be about is going to be about this part right here, and this part right here. Pretty much, I want the splats to just appear wherever the paint bomb drops. All right, and that is still making a lot of noise. I don't know how much or if any noise was being made before, except for, of course, me talking. And I'm kind of sorry about that. But let's get started. So yeah, as I was saying, I was going to do in the first place, I'm going to just create a .NET file, and let's see. I don't want this to be in the FCR team. Okay, yeah, I was a little worried of that. Okay, so let's see. I want this to be in Portal 2 scripts. Where's scripts, and then vscripts custom, and why don't I just create a new folder for it just so I know where it is. I can more easily find it. So this is going to be linking yellow gel, and pretty much what this is going to be is it's going to be just like indicator lights or anti-lines that you pretty much place down yourself with gel. And I'm really excited to get this working. I have experience with doing this type of thing already from when I created my companion button, which is going to use some pretty similar logic, but this is going to be a lot more complicated. All right, because this is going to be me actually dynamically putting down the indicator lights, not statically. All right, and linking. Let's do a dash. What's the worst that could happen? Yellow gel. Alright, and that's going to be a .NET. Alright. Alright, so got my .NET. Now, let's see, what do I want to start off with? Let's just start off with placing the the overlay is it's overlay, right? Yeah, the overlay, where the gel lands. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call the script like from here. On Yeah, I'm just going to copy and paste this, and then it's going to be the paint bomb itself, and that's going to just run script code, and with the, let's see, yeah, place. Oh, I know. I'll just call it splat. That, that, that should work. Splat. And of course, doing this is just going to error out. It's not going to do anything, of course, because I don't have anything in here. So, so let's put function splat. Oops. Here we go. Now, let's see. This is going to be called when it explodes. When it explodes, that's going to mean that it's on a brush. So, let's see. I'm thinking I also will want. See, this isn't going to be only able to like. I don't think that like creating all the logic in just a script is a good idea. I'm also going to be doing things in say a specific VTF. I'm thinking. So let's see. I could do this. Hmm. I just got an idea. I was thinking of like placing the overlay in a specific spot, but what if I were to place like an invisible brush with the overlay already on it in that specific spot? So this is exciting. All right. So I'm just going to create a new a new thing. I'll have that, but I want this to be invisible. Okay. And see, that is about way too big, just about way too big. I want this to be 128 by 128, I think. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's also way too big. 128 by 128. That is a lot smaller than I was expecting. Of course, I guess the grid is just that way. So let me just lower the grid a little bit. That looks good. There wouldn't be any walls. It would be no, there wouldn't be any walls. That would be shorter or smaller than that. I don't think. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Alright, and then just for the overlay, I don't want an invisible overlay. That's a horrible idea. Alright. Now, of course, the advantage to this is going to be the fact that uh, the overlay won't be stuck. You know, I won't have to worry about. Oh, here we go. I won't have to worry about the overlay like like being stuck on one texture. All right, so like say, let me go back to the other map real quickly and show you what I'm talking about. So, like say this overlay is say stuck to brush 13. Okay, so let's say the paint blob smashes up against the wall. That's not on brush 13, so I would have to kind of allow for that by setting it to be 13 or 50. Let me switch that back to 13. For 50, I just hold control, which that's possible if I know like all the brushes that could possibly hit in a single room, um, and I still might end up doing that. All right, but also what I'm thinking is using this method, I'm not going to have to worry about what brushes this can come onto. I don't think, unless, really depends on how this ends up working out. But anyway, The problem that I can't, like, I can see a couple of problems with this method. There's the fact that I won't necessarily know the direction that this is going to be going to. I could probably do some math to find out what angle the actual ground is going to be. Um, and then say if there's a curved wall, say there's sort of a speed course, that uses some of the other gels. If those were to ever be made, those would be likely to have some curved walls, and this wouldn't work very well on curved walls. I really don't think it would. So, oh, it could work out pretty well if, yeah, I'm thinking if I find the angle that the wall is at based on maybe making some sort of a triangle and finding out how long it takes to get to each part of the triangle, for it to hit the wall. But in order to do that, this, of course, yeah, in order to have scripting detect a wall, it cannot use func brushes or func details or anything like that. It absolutely has to be world brushes, which is a little unfortunate, but that that is how it works. So, oh, that's what I'll go with, unless I have a better idea by the end of this week. I don't expect to. I've been trying to think of a better way to do this type of thing for a long time, and I'm sure there is one. I haven't been able to find it, so I'm gonna work with this method, I think. So let's save this. This is going to be an instance, so let's just go to instances, custom, and splat. I'm just gonna name this. Um, let's see, linking yellow splat. All right, and here we go. Here it is. All right, and I'm just gonna let's just see how this works. See if this works. Let's see an instance. I want to just check and make sure that the overlay isn't going to have problems with like sort of clipping, since I'm planning on it being at the same level as the actual floor. So I hope it won't create any problems like that, but cannot be sure. So let me just make this flat with the ground. Ooh, this is going to be a little difficult to do because this is not done very cleanly. That's my fault. What's this? Okay, so does the overlay come up somehow? Okay, that looks still a little too tall. Come on. That looks good. This could potentially be amazing, could potentially be heartbreaking. Let's see how this goes. I don't think it could be much in between. Alright, but it's definitely going to be very good to know about beforehand. Alright, where is it? This is not a good sign. Not a good sign. Alright, let's say, what if I put it, say, like, one piece up, maybe? Does that look ugly? Does it look good? Alright. Okay, let's put just one little piece up. Does it look like it's hovering, or does it look like it's a perfect cover? Where is this supposed to be? Two overlays on invisible textures just not show. That would be awful. Alright. Nothing here. So it looks like it's actually the same exact problem. Ugh. Alright. Hmm. So it looks like that method's just not going to work. So unfortunately, whole project's off. This is the last day. Goodbye. No, just kidding. There is a backup plan. Fortunately. uh, but that's such a shame. Okay. All right. So yeah, I can just select the brushes that I need. All right. So my goal for today, just by the end of the day, by the end of this session total, um, before I just go off and do some other stuff that I want to be doing today, I want to make it so that when this hits the floor, it creates this on the floor, and preferably not just the floor. All right, so this will still be useful. This instance, it's just we can't have this right here. Okay. Hmm. Ah, okay, 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 okay. That was probably a little odd sounding, but for brush faces, I can have this right here. Attached brushes or splattable brushes. There we go. Okay, and I'll also have an entity maker. Okay, so let's see, entity maker, and what do I want to call this? Splat maker. There we go. And that requires a template. So let's move this over here and put the template over here. Template, point template. There we go. And on the template, we're going to have this, the splat, the splat. Good. Okay. And okay, this is going to be the splat template. No, this is going to be the splat. The, that's unfortunate. Splat maker, and then the other one's going to be the splat template. Okay. So, and then this is going to reference the splat template, and this is going to reference the splat itself. It's you're kidding me. All right, splat template. I don't know why that's still there. That's a splat. That's a splat template. That's a splat maker. I'm not going to question it. All right, so in there is just going to be the splat. Yeah, there we go. And so you need a couple more entities. We'll need the, let's see, both are going to be instant. Yeah, there we go. IO proxy, and then the other one is going to be parameters. Instance parameters. Okay. Okay, so I just had to take care of a few things, and I thought of a brilliant idea, which I will, of course, enact my evil plan. That was horrible. After, of course, I get the parameters here working and finish what I was in the middle of doing. So, first of all, this this brush faces. Oh, okay. That was supposed to have something on it earlier. Let me try that again. Yeah, splat faces. Um, sides. Splat faces. And it needs the dollar sign. Apply. Ah, that's frustrating. That is frustrating. Hmm. Maybe if I put it here in the first place, maybe? I suppose it's a possibility. Um, let's see. Splat faces. And this needs to be a no, not a float, an integer. Default 0, I suppose. Now let's see if that works now. Alright, we're brush faces. Got it. Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat. What I'll do, I guess, is uh, I'll make this a prefab, and then I'll just add it to whatever chambers I want to use this with. That should work. Sounds like it would work. All right, so back to my evil plan. Because of course I am definitely not giving up, even though I have hit problem after problem after problem. All right, so evil plan is actually, let me turn down the grid. I think. Okay, if I put that there, it's, and then put it back there, then I can, yeah. So my thought here is I can just have it rotate all 360 degrees. Well, I lost it. Okay. Yeah, all 360 degrees, and then also rotate it all 360 degrees. Like to take the whole group of 360 degrees and rotate that 360 degrees. And what I have is I have the brush at every single angle. Problem with this is I would have to change them all manually, which I was initially thinking I wouldn't have to do because, originally I was thinking this would all be in an instance and I could just change the parameter. So, I suppose everything would have the same, uh, like say everything in the center area would all have the same uh, class information. So, what I could probably end up doing is just really doing this, before taking it out and putting it into a level. Yeah, and that grabs everything, right? Um, I think. I would think, except it doesn't look. All right. Well, let's try Alt Enter. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This is selecting two different things. Hmm. Info overview. Info overview. Splat. Splat. Okay. Both are named Splat, so it's both. Okay. Yeah. Control C, Control Shift V. I wonder if there's a, oh, there is a rotational offset. Now, how much is each rotation? So, I hadn't really thought about that before. So, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. What? No, okay. Yeah, I'll just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 over 90, 90 over 6. That's, it's 15. Yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah, it's 16 degrees. So just Control Shift V, and this can be 0. And I feel like I'm rotating it by Y, so let's just do 15. It went the other direction. Okay, that's fair. Hmm. All right, so yeah, I'm just going, like I've explained what I'm going to be doing here. I'm just going to pause this recording and then just rotate it all around, and I'll be right back. All right, so I have them all rotated this way. Now I'm just going to rotate it by Z, I believe is the best option. Yeah, I'll rotate it by Z each way. All right, which of course won't take long. I'll be right back. Okay, so I now have a giant ball of overlays, but it is incredibly laggy. So, is there anything I can do about that? I think that's all that's going to be necessary. Like every one of those will probably be necessary to make this look realistic. I wonder if this would be like if this would be laggy if it's in some other random part. So I'm not going to need these instances, I suppose. Yeah. Alright, but the entity maker and everything is still going to need to be there. So let me just make a little quick no draw box around this. Here we go. Okay. That looks really cool, to be fair. But that's really not what I was trying to do. I meant to use this tool right here. So let me just unselect everything. Oh dear. Here we go. Oh, that's some bad lag. Alright. Okay. And let's hollow that out a little bit. Don't have to worry about aligning textures or anything like that because it's not going to be it's not going to be seen from inside at all. Might want to put textures inside just to make it easier to see it. Well, let's make it hollow first. I don't think 32 will be necessary. Maybe actually negative 32. I think might be a better idea. That's big. Okay. Well, I mean that works. All right. Let me just get the textures inside something. I can use dev textures. All right. Yeah, there we go. And there we go. It looks okay. It could be better actually. It can definitely be better. Let's let's just change the shape of some of these objects. Oh dear, this is a little ugly. I'm glad this isn't the inside of a map. I would be so ashamed of myself. Yeah, but this is really laggy. So how many entities is that? That's what I'm wondering. Okay, still got a couple of pieces that are way too big. I'm thinking I might want to cut that in half. Maybe do it every 30 angles. I mean, because I'm the one making this. Anybody else who's going to be using it is, well, you fellas, few fellas who are going to be watching this. So, you'll of course know the restrictions, to stay at every 30 angles, which is pretty normal. 30 angles. I mean, well, actually, 45-degree angles are pretty normal, and that's not divisible by 30. So maybe every 45 degrees. Oh, but then 30 is pretty common too. Hmm, that's quite a conundrum. All right. But that looks a lot nicer now. So pretty much what I'm wondering here is, can I? First of all, I want to save. But can I take everything here, paste it in somewhere else, and will it be as laggy everywhere? So Control C. Oh, let me select everything. Control C. It's taking a long time to copy that. Hmm. You know what I could do? What I could do is for the 15 degrees. Yeah, because there's a lot of these angles that are just never. I wonder if I could find like which ones would be really good and which ones wouldn't for for these angles, because some of these angles are, very common angles, and some of them they're never going to be hit. They're just part of the overall combination. Hmm. Well, let's just see how this ends up in an actual map. Okay. What else is selected there? What's over there? Control C. I don't know. Hmm. Wonder if that's just because there's so much. But oh, it is still a bit laggy here, but not as much. Where, yeah, but as I get closer here, there's a lot of lag. Could do radius culling, which of course is not doing the trick, and that's a very dangerous thing to have on. So, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna pick and choose the best angles, because this is not acceptable. All right, and that's going to take a lot of time, so I'll be back. Okay, so I don't know how many objects that was, but now it's 320, which may be good, may be bad. This idea may not have been as perfect as I was imagining, and there may be some room for making this a bit more efficient later on. But at least this works, and it is not laggy. I do imagine, though, that as a lot of these are spawned in, that's going to get really laggy. Maybe there's, I don't know, maybe there's a way to like delete all of them that's not. No, but by that time actually it would be able to just easily just choose the angle. So no, that wouldn't help at all. So this is a good good temporary way, I should say. Maybe for like the first map or two that I'd make with this, and just over time as I learned a little bit more about how to translate different angles through scripting. By that point, it might be a little bit easier to find whatever angle I need. But for now, that's not quite in the cards. I think when this looks like it'll work. If I do find out that it doesn't, if something goes strangely wrong, I will be upset. But um, that should, I always do have a backup, I suppose, which I don't want to use it. I do want to use the backup eventually because it's definitely going to be a whole lot more efficient. But this should work. Wow, it looks like a whole sphere. Oh my goodness. So what I did to streamline this is I made the whole like 360 of 15 degrees, and then I rotated that by 45 degrees at a time, and then I took 45-degree increments, and then I rotated that through the Z axis, all 360 times by 15 degrees apiece. And that really should cover most angles. If there's something that it doesn't catch, that'd be quite a shame. But I don't expect it. Not with the normal Portal 2 geometry that I'm going to be dealing with, or that anybody who uses this is going to be dealing with. I do plan on, when this is all finished, or actually even for each day, for each day of this, I'm going to upload like a link to everything that I'm working with here, a zip file. So you can mess around with it at the stage that I'm at. If you're looking, say, like 5 months down the line, you can see the different pieces and how it came together. If you're watching, say, the day I put it out or the day after or something like that, um, then you can help along uh, and come up with ideas of making things better or of different ways to do different parts of it. And you can just join me with the experience here. I have every intention of uploading this tonight, assuming that I do get this working. The specific part where the bomb drops and then this right here is placed at that spot. All right, so yeah, let me just copy this over because I've got everything we need. Copy and save, and I'll copy into here. This does not need to be inside. I don't know why this is so big here. That's really weird. But that's fine. Should be fine at least. Okay. And yeah, that's not really creating any problems with lag. None that I can see. I've got a pretty high tolerance for lag though, so maybe I'm just missing something, but shouldn't be a problem. All right. So, a few different techniques I was thinking of for how to get these overlays on. First of all, I want to select each wall. So I'm going to take an overlay example here, and I'm just going to pick each wall. So that's going to be brush faces, and that's going to be 13 plus 31 plus 19 plus 50 plus 116 plus 137 plus 143 plus 70 plus 64. And yeah, it could get on the ceiling. Why not? Let's put some there too. All right. And let's take all of this and just copy it onto all of these. I can definitely imagine there being problems here. I'm definitely going to check and make sure. I don't know how many brushes. I do know that there's a limit of brushes that can be attached, but I don't know what that is. So let's just make sure that it's reasonable. And of course, if you can control, oh, there it is. If you can control like where the paint will be able to be put, using like fizzlers, and obviously don't use a paint gun, for example. You can create multiple instances of this right here, and multiple instances of the these have the same name. Oh well. All right. Yeah, I want to set it up at least so you can have multiple instances here. So instances is not the right word. I'm just trying to think of something else while I'm doing this. Why is this not selecting? Here we go. Got it. And got these two apparently. Oh, okay. For brush faces, we're just gonna Control Z apply, and let's see. I'm going to name these something else, just so that they don't get conflicted with the testing, because I know that they're the same thing. All right, splat test, and then also this right here. Um, we'll set that to splat test. All right, and then I should be able to just, yeah, let's create a info target right on the floor and teleport that on and see if that works. All right, so this is going to be um, floor target. Let's make sure it's right on the floor, because when I set up the script, I can set it up so that it does hit this floor, exactly on the floor. So no need to stress test that at all. All right, and hmm, where's the? It's hard to tell where the ground is. I can put it right where these are actually. The ground is not in a level space. That's concerning. That is concerning. Okay, and then that's going to cause leaks? No, it's not going to cause leaks. Okay, I got a message recently, so I'll be right back. Don't usually like making people wait. Alright, one sec. Okay, well that was interesting. Anyway, so yeah, I was about to use a target, and I'm like, yeah, there's better ways. There's better ways to do this. Let's try better ways. How about when? Okay, the run script that will still probably be a thing that'll need to be used. Let me just delete that for now. I do know that script will be useful um, during some of this, but I think the most I can get away without using script may be the better. Alright, a few reasons for that. Alright, so let's get it to unexplode. Let's see. Splat maker. For spawn at entity origin, and let's say myself. I think that's fair. Yeah, let's not do paint. Let's actually do self. Yeah, that looks right. That looks like it'll work. So, and that, so it doesn't have to, like, say if there's multiple of them, don't have any problems. All right, and if I decide to change its name for some reason, so I don't think I will because I already have the logic here. But I mean, this is going to be inside a instance of its own when I'm done. So let's move all this stuff over, and my hope is when it explodes, it's just going to land on it. All right, so let's just move it this way so it still gives the same message that for just myself as opposed to like giving messages to myself. Alright, so hopefully this will drop, and when it explodes, it'll leave a paint bomb or a paint splat. Let's see how that works. Yeah, I don't exactly expect it to work, and it's not working. Let's see. Leak, prostatic leak. That is honestly not what I was expecting. I'm pretty surprised. Okay, why is it doing this? Um, so where was it? Where's load point file? Yeah. Um, file not found. I thought that. Okay, here we go. So that's coming from right here. Oh, oh, this is pointing to up here. No, down here. Uh huh. Let's take a look at this. Aha. Here we go. Looks good. That looks good now. Alright, let's try that now. Okay, still expecting problems just from the amount of brushes that this is supposed to connect to. No. Okay, well that looks very fortunate so far. Ooh, that's disappointing. Oh. Okay. Okay. Doggone it. Ah, that's that's making me very unhappy. Okay, so not only did it not work, but the amount of entities allowed very quickly broke things. So, what I'm going to do, unfortunately, this will require a lot more scripting, and it will mean. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, so most of these are going to die. Yeah. Haha. Okay, one left. Let's give it a good rotation. Okay. Okay. Aha, there we go. It's good. Now that's pointing down. I'm just gonna get it to point up. Alright, and for the scripting, let's see, I'm very tempted to just pause it and then just yeah. I'll halfway do that. I'll go halfway. I'll pause it and think about what I'm doing, and then depending on what it is, I'll do it on screen. You know, it would actually be pretty neat. I was just taking a look around. Well, we'll just kind of brainstorming ideas. I think I'm close to something, but I was thinking what would be pretty neat. So okay, yeah, this is set to all the walls. So what if I were to put it on the wall here? That doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't. By any chance? No, no, I don't think it does. Okay, that's flat with that. if I have that flat there. Yeah, no, it needs to be rotated. Yeah. And how much variance does it have with the rotation? Okay, that's promising looking. So it has at least 50 degrees tolerance. Okay, 15 more degrees. Ooh. So it can be flat against it. 15 degrees up. Why not 15 degrees in? Okay, that's flat. 15 degrees in. Goes inward. Ooh. How far away can it be? Okay. So it still needs to be pretty close. Okay. That's good to know. Alright, and I'm guessing that this is just too far. Like when it explodes the origin where the the splats are being teleported to. That's just a bit too far from the ground, which would probably be here. So that's going to need scripting to be able to find the wall. So I'm going to start off by setting it to just look for the floor. That's just for testing purposes to make sure that I'm on the right track. I'm sure that I am on the right track, but I always want to be sure because I never know. With doing so much stuff I don't know how to do, but it definitely looks like that should work, you know. So just to be safe, just to be safe. So on splat, let's look for the ground. So let's say, all right, let's come up with two variables: local me uh, me place and local floor place. Okay, I can make these a bit more intimidating later, but that's fine. And let's see, me place will equal self.getOrigin. I want to use, like, I know that I could just use self.getOrigin anyway in most cases, but if I want to do, say, like a math between the two, I'm probably better off just having variables so it doesn't get confused with the type of operators I'm using. You know, I can just keep everything the same. It's just vectors, which are very, very mathable. All right, and this will be actually vector 0, 0, 0. And of course, that's not going to be what it'll stay at, but it's a good starting place just to initialize it as a vector. All right, so now, you know what? I have the information, so I might as well use it. So, yeah, that'll be... No, I don't have the information. No, because I don't know how much lower that is. So, let's actually do local below place equals self dot get origin. Okay, and then below place dot x, no, dot z. I don't know why I said x. Equals below place minus equal. I don't know if minus equals. I'm not going to test that out now. I'll test stuff like that out later. I'm pretty sure that I've used it before. But, as I said, I'll test that out later, because I don't remember. So below place minus, below place dot z minus, and let's see, I should say 8, because there's, no, how far would the splat, yeah, the splat is going to go 64 in every direction. That's the plan. About 64 in every direction. So let's just say minus 64. All right, that's probably a little bit overkill, but it probably doesn't matter that much. All right, and I don't think I need that here now. Let's get the distance to the floor actually. All right, the distance to the floor would be. All right, what was that function called? I'm just gonna look up a function real quickly. All right, list of Porto to script. Here we go. It's trace line, right? Trace line. Yeah, trace line. Let me just copy that. All right. And the first vector will be me place. And then the second will be below place and null. I wonder. I've always put null here, but I wonder if I were to put an entity here, would it check for the entity? I'll check that out later. That's for testing later. Um, yep. So let's see. Me place, below place. No. Okay. So that finds. Okay. So that's. Okay. So 64 divided by. No, times. 64 times whatever I get here. So this is going to. This is going to give a number. So I'll do local. What should I name it? Floor. Floratio. There we go. I'll call it Floratio. Is equal to traceline. Me place, below place, and null. Okay. Me place, below place, and okay. And is that enough? Yeah, I think that's enough. Okay. Mm, no, it's not. One more thing. Okay. So let's say, yeah, it is enough. It is enough. So floor place equals me place. No, 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 no. Let's just use one more thing here. Okay. In here, that's going to be floor. Why don't I just reuse this variable? No reason why not to. I don't think I'll need it again. Floor radio is equal to, let's see, 64. Yeah, divided by, no, times. And yeah, 64 times floor ratio. Okay, so that'll give the distance in z to it. Okay. So no, no, now, uh, floor place equals vector. Here we go, here we go. I think this might work. MePlace dot x MePlace dot y and MePlace dot z minus floor ratio. Okay. That looks good, hopefully. I mean, if this doesn't work, I can always just separate each into their own variables. But it looks like it would work. So this is a float and this is a float. So yeah, looks like it would work. What's the worst that could happen? Okay. And okay, now that I have local floor place, I can teleport. Okay, so how am I going to teleport something there specifically? Well, there is some entity maker stuff in here. I haven't messed with them yet. Entity maker, spawn entity at location, vector vector. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay. So this also gives a rotation, so that would be really useful for when I start setting this up for multiple directions. Okay, so okay, so I'm gonna have to go and look up an example of this because I don't know how to reference a specific entity maker. All right, all right. So just spent some time thinking about it and took a little bit of a break and just came back and really it's just like duh, I know exactly what I have to do. Let's just do an int fire. Alright, let's get an int fire. Just looking back over this, making sure it looks good. Um, okay, here we go, int fire. Actually have it right here because I was helping somebody else with scripting just now. Alright, for the target, I actually want to do int fire by handle. One second, I just noticed I gave my friend some bad advice. Now that I think of it, gave him end fire instead of end fire by handle. Be right back. Okay, and yeah, now I'll just grab this. All right. Oh, I already. No, I didn't already grab it. I grabbed the other one. All right, and this will be. You know what? You know what? You know what? I'm gonna use this one. I'm going to use the end fire because I I don't have. Let's see. I don't have the thing already, the entity maker already saved. So, as a handle. So I'm just going to use this. The activator is going to be null. All right. The delay is going to be 0. Value, that's the parameter. That doesn't need to be anything. The action. Let's go look quickly at the available actions. once I find them, here we go. Splat maker, yeah, that's the name. Let me just grab that real quickly. That's gonna be the target. Splat maker, and for actions, let's go to help. See what actions there are for inputs. Let's see. Let's see. Spawn an instance of the template at its origin and angle. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. I can work with that. For spawn. It will require a little bit more work than I was imagining at first. Okay. So splat maker for spawn. Nothing 0. No. Let me check. Does this have any inputs already? Yes. It does, but it's not one that works. I already tested that. That didn't work. So let's see. This already has all the possible brush faces. That's good. And this does not have an origin. So what I was just thinking is not going to work. Okay. So let's see. Is there? Okay. So I can just create a info target then. That should work. So yeah, I'll just create an info target right here. Info target, and I'm just gonna call that splat placer. Okay, so I'll teleport that over. So let's use the find by name splat placer. Find by name. Okay, let's see. Find my name. Null, because this is going to be the only one. Null. And then splat placer. And that's correct for, let me just check to make sure that's correct for capitalization. Of course, need the ending quotes. All right. What was I gonna? It was in hammer. Okay. Splat placer. Yep, that looks right. Yeah. Okay. There we go. And this was entities dot find by name splat placer and splat pause is equal to. So let's put that as a local splat pause. There we go. It's equal to entities dot find by name null splat placer. Okay, and then splat pause dot set origin is going to be at, okay, let's see, it's going to be floor place. Okay, and so that's for spawn at entity origin, and then that'll be at the origin of floor place. So let's find that. For spawn at entity origin. This is target does, okay, yep. there, and then it'll be splat placer 0 null. That looks like it'll work. For spawn, yeah. Save. Let's check and make sure that that works. I'm really optimistic. I feel like I'm probably forgetting something. I usually am by this point. My mind is turning off. I'm really hoping that this will work, and then I will say that I have done what I wanted to do for today. Then I can just edit this video, put it up, and call it a night. That's what I would like to do. I know it's not really that late. If you look at the time, it's only like 9:30. It's not working. Okay. Let's see. There's no problems here. Yeah, no problems that I'm seeing. Oh. Has no model name. Should it? 1056, 520, -80. 1056. Let's look at that position in Hammer. Find out what exactly that's talking about. 1056. Oh, and then that's probably the -80. No, that's not the -80. Oh, what was the other piece of information? 520. Okay. And this is negative. Okay, so right up there. That's pretty easy to find. I mean, I guess I kind of expected that. So that has no model name. That seems fair. I don't see why it would have a model name. Okay. No flags. Okay, the silent idea didn't work. That was something I was trying to do to make the bomb not make a lot of noises. Place sounds. I tried. It didn't work. But not the point. All right. So I don't see what that's talking about. I suppose that's just something coming up for that. I don't know. Okay. Now let's look at outputs here. Okay. Add unexploded. This actually might help quite a bit actually. Unexploded self. Actually wanted to do self. Actually, do I have it? You know what? I have not been doing anything apparently. That explains why I'm having so many problems. It's because I haven't even worked it in Hammer at all. Alright, so this is the linking yellow gel and it's just splat. Okay. So I'll just run script code. Script code. Splat. Okay. And then let's just manage, get that. Where am I? Instances. Why am I in instances? Let's not be in instances. Let's get the scripts, vscripts, and it's in custom, I believe. Linking yellow gel. Okay, so I thought I had done this already. I suppose not, apparently. But now let's see if this works. I'm pretty optimistic. Oh, it's already running. Doggone it. I realize that probably could have been done better. So, to make it up, I'll just pause it until I get in game. Okay. Well, at least I'm getting errors. That's good. Well, not good, but I mean, it's good, I suppose. Okay, line 3 is the problem there. Line 3, line 3. What's on line 3? Okay, accessed has no null. On line 3, that's self.getOrigin. That's what's on line 3. Accessed null instance. I see. I see. That's frustrating because, okay, so I get it. So it explodes and then it's not there anymore when it calls it. Ah. Aha. Okay, so what I would need to do is to have it call itself over and over again, or call something that gets me place. That would have to be like a static variable. Aha. And then when it's not there anymore, so I wouldn't call that on splat. Let's see, when would I call that? Okay, so if I can assume that there'll only be one of this at a time, which is quite an assumption. No, because I've got some plans that for some puzzle ideas that would kind of not work with that. But let's just say, for example, maybe I can find a workaround. Let's just say I did. Then I could have a global or a static variable. I'm not sure if a static variable would work for. I think it might. A static variable might be best. Actually, that might work for multiple. Not sure. It'd be worth testing. But I could have, say, like a global variable would definitely work if I was working with one at a time. I could have a global variable that would always have, yeah, that would always be calling if self does not equal null, then self.getOrigin. And then for an else, then it could call everything here. So, that's an idea worth trying. All right. Yeah, I think that might. Yeah, yeah, that might be worth it. All right. So this isn't going to be local then. I don't think. Okay, so that's going to be. Yeah, that looks better. That's probably it. All right, meet place self.getOrigin. All right, and that's going to be if self does not equal null. Else. Okay, and then I can also do entfire by handle. So let me grab that real quickly. That's so entfire by handle. I could probably remember to put it in and everything, but I don't know, I would expect a stupid typo just somewhere along there, so that's why I do it this way. Alright. And then this is going to be okay, let's actually copy this again. Okay. And for this, I haven't really worked with else statements yet, so I'm just going to put this right here. Just in case I'm like making some stupid mistake with the else. I was about to say elf. Yes, want to be careful with the elves too. Alright. And of course this isn't ready, so this is, yeah, self. And then run script code splat. That's going to be 0.01. Yeah, yeah, I think that's a good idea. And then null and null. Okay. Alright, that looks good. Now I just need to find an appropriate way to activate it. Alright, no, that's right here. So I'm thinking the maker should have an output for on spawn, right? That's not the maker, that's the maker. Alright. On entity spawned. There's no other. Okay, yeah, it's just on entity spawned, and then what was, I think it was just called paint, right? Right? Never mind. I'm being me again. Okay, dissolve, enable portal fun, disable portal fun. Okay, yeah, this definitely seems it. Run script code, and then that's just going to be what's it called? Let's look it up here. That's going to be splat. Okay. Splat. Okay. Looks like it'll work. Let me just put a little bit of a delay here, just to make sure it's there. That looks like it'll work, hopefully. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna try putting a... Unless something goes wrong. What's on line 4? Okay. Nothing specific on line 4 that it says. But what's on line 4? Okay. If self does not equal null, replace self.getOrigin. Okay. Let me just look at something I've already... Yeah, that's what needs to be there. Do I need to put a local here? Start. Uh-huh. Really? I have never seen that before. Okay, that's good to know. Now what's going on? End of statement expected. Okay, maybe. Okay, let's try equals here. Take out the local. And beforehand, let's just put a me place. Whoa, what happened there? Me place. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. Come on. There we go. That equals vector 0, 0, 0. Just to initialize it. Restart. Line 5. What could possibly be on line 5 that would break the code? It's like there's something on every single line that could break the code. Oh, it's the same. It's the same thing. Okay. Okay. Well, let's try this. See if that makes it happen. Oh, now it's line 6. Okay. So apparently I moved it down to line 6. Me place is that vector. It's already established. Self, okay, this is being called. Okay, does this have a reason? No, it doesn't. Prop paint bomb. Okay, that is what's calling the script. It should know where it is. Okay, well. Okay, so. Okay, but this is. Okay, it's calling whenever it's being summoned. Okay. Actually, I guess that really can't answer the question because both the explosion and the new one happened at the same time. Alright. I just kind of want to. Okay, this is happening if it is not null. Okay, so yeah, let's just put a delay on calling that script function for just a second. Okay. Okay, there we go. Maybe that'll do the trick. Hopefully, let's get rid of that. Alright. Good news and bad news. Good news is no errors at all, which is cool. That's really cool. Bad news is I don't see it, which is making me a little worried that these cannot move at all. Huh. Alright, so I didn't expect this to be a problem. Unless, of course, I'm not having the same problem that I'm expecting. Alright, well, let me take a small look around. As it is getting late, I may end up stopping it right about here. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I will. I will. I'll try to get this up tonight, and uh, afterwards, or while it's trying to get on YouTube, I'll just take a look around and see, if there's any rules or anything, any limitations going on here that I would need to know about. All right, so thanks for watching. I definitely hope that this has been some useful information. I know I've always wanted to know how to make paint, and I don't know whether this will help. I definitely hope that by the end of this week, there will be a lot more people who will know how to make paint, and I definitely, of course, hope that you're one of them. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and have a good day. Um, if you're watching this along with the week, feel free to give any feedback, or if you have any knowledge that might come in useful. Making this a team effort would be really cool, really fun. Between me and those of you who are interested in watching this during the week that it's coming out. Um, Obviously, I do feel like I can do this by myself, but some help would be amazing. Um, so yeah, have a good day and goodbye.